Pinch, squeeze, grab. Most people never think about the smallest movements of their hands. They just do them without even noticing. But my life started coming back with 3 of them. Pinch, squeeze, grab. Slow, deliberate movements. The building blocks that help me start putting the pieces back of my life together. But to understand why those 3 small movements meant everything to me, we have to go back to a day in New Buffalo, Michigan, on Lake Michigan. It was a beautiful day. The sun was out. The water was moving. Friends were laughing. Just another day at the beach. And like a lot of young guys do, I dove into the water. But the dive changed my life forever. My body entered the water in a straight dive. But underneath the surface, something went wrong. My body did a backward circle underwater. My head hit the bottom with momentum, and the force kicked my heels back towards my head. I remember the moment. I felt a crack. And then something strange happened. Time slowed down. Everything got quiet. In that moment, I knew something was very wrong. My body didn't feel the same. The connection between my brain and my body felt different. Weak, disconnected. My friends helped me. They loaded me into a car and took me back to my mother's house. I remember laying there on the lawn, people standing around, everyone trying to understand what had just happened. And in moments like that, life becomes very real. Because suddenly the question isn't, what are we doing tonight? The question becomes, is he going to be okay? News spread through my family. My mother and my sister were flying to the hospital, not knowing what they were going to find, not knowing if I would live or die. Doctors looked at the injuries, the trauma, the damage to my body and to my brain. 2 lobes of my brain were scarred, the front left and the front right. Emotions changed, direction changed, the way I experienced feelings changed. Some things simply didn't work the same anymore. At one point, the doctor said there's only about a 6% chance that I would ever walk again. 6%. For most people, that sounds like the end of the story. But sometimes, 6% is enough. Because healing doesn't come back all at once. Sometimes it starts with the smallest movements imaginable. Pinch, squeeze, grab, slow, deliberate movements, the building blocks. And with those movements, I started putting the pieces of my life back together. Day by day, finger by finger, motion by motion. Little by little, things started returning. I could hold things again. I could carry things again. I could drive again. Not perfectly. Not the same as before. But enough. enough to start building a life again. And today, I'm standing here, walking, living, still healing every single day. Because sometimes the comeback begins with something very small. One movement, one decision to fight. And when I look up and see the light breaking through the clouds, I'm reminded of something. The same hand that created the world helped rebuild my life. So let me ask you something. How bad is your life worth fighting for?